on video. Okay, so we'll slow it down a little bit. So hands up. Okay, so now we'll try this drill. It's like a bump and roll drill. Basically, it's like a circle jab. So you throw, and I do bump and roll. Okay, throw again, and then let me see here. Throw your jab, and then I step and I throw and you bump. Okay, then you throw, and then I throw. You throw, I throw. Good. You okay?
It's okay.
You okay?
I wasn't fast enough.
No, it's okay. I mean, you come close, but you don't really want to touch. Not in this stage of the game where we don't have gloves on. So one more time. Bang, bang. One. There you go. Now, so you can see because of my reach, put your jab out. You're there, and I can always fade back a little bit. So I'm here. I'm out of your range because I'm here. Even if I were in your range and I come back a little bit, I can still lean back and still hit. So that's the thing you have to take into account is the distance when you're fighting a taller person. That's why it's better to stay in a little bit closer and try to choke their punches and kicks. So, and this drill is good because it teaches you how to fit in with somebody, you know, and get a little bit closer when you need to. And the whole key of this is you throw a jab, we do that, and then I'm punching with the other hand, and we're doing bump and roll. And then we're going to do it in one way in a circle, then we're going to swing it around the other way, right? The more advanced thing, especially this is nice if you're fighting southpaw, you punch, I bump and roll, right? Got to punch again, and then I punch back. You can still block with that hand if you want to. Now watch this, punch, I punch right over top of your punches. That's the whole purpose of bump and roll. It's not just to do this, which is fine. It's sophisticated, but you go from bump and roll, and punch. Then we go from bump, punch, like a quick tap. The punch comes out, and I punch. And then we go to overriding punches, bang, and then you throw the other one, bang. Now for you, because I'm taller, as I'm punching you, do the bump and roll first, and then punch with the same hand. Right? So it's like, that's your jab. So you're bumping and you're throwing a jab anyway. I threw the jab first, so I throw, bump it, and jab. Now, you can override over top of the punch, bang, and hit me like that, other hand, bang. Or if the person's a lot taller than you and they're towering over you, as they start to punch and you have this, you're going to start punching under their arms. So let's say my hand is here. You're going to punch under my arms and fit inside of my punches. Okay, so I punch, bang, and then you're punching with the other one. Uppercut, or the other one comes around, you also have an elbow in there. Okay, so you're fitting inside of my arms, because my arms are longer than yours. So you have the advantage because you're inside already. Okay? Alright, so we'll try to get this circle jab. What we want to do is work it in one direction, and then we'll switch. And how you'll know to switch, I'll switch my feet, and I'll jab with the other side, and you're going to have to mirror me and switch as well. So nice and slow. So you jab, boom, going out in a full circle. Okay, then I come here. Ready? Now here's the key. You punch, I'm stationary. I bump and roll. Okay, now you're bringing your hand back. Now I'm stepping out and you're stepping with me. And I'm throwing my jab. You're stationary now. And then you're going to throw your other hand. So you step on the punch.
Oh, okay.
You step on the punch, not on the bump and roll.
Okay.
Now in a real fight, you might step on the bump and roll. It doesn't really matter. But it's designed when you're ready to fire, or they're ready to throw a punch at you, you kind of like, you come to that moment where you're almost stationary. And then you bump, and then you punch. And you can also punch on the same side.
Okay.
So this has like a dual purpose. Your reflexes are going to get so good. Like I said, you're going to eventually, you're going to go from bumping and punching with the other hand to bumping and punching with the same hand to overriding their punches underneath or over top, fitting in with their punches, and you don't even need to bump and roll anymore. It's a step, right? You go from step 1 to step 3 or 4. Okay, you start step and punch. Well, you got to remember, bump and roll, punch, bump and roll, punch, bump and roll, punch, and then we're going to switch.
Okay.
Okay, now switch. You got to get that smoother. Ready? I'll start it. I'll start it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to wind up doing a double punch. And I'll show you. Punch. Boom. I punch you. You're switching at the same time because you see what I'm doing. And I'm throwing another punch and you're punching right back. I remember Rick would call it and he would say switch. So this time, I'm doing it. Switch. Fire right back. Switch. Switch. Okay, and the footwork, step, slide. You're circling around your opponent, which is good because every time you come in and throw a combination, you want to circle out anyway. You don't want to come in, throw a combination when you're fighting, and then come back and stand right in front of the guy. You come in, you unload, and then you step off. Or you come in and unload, and then you step off out here, and then you got a new angle on the guy.